Okay, I'm ready to retell the story about Tom's trip. So it was the best trip ever. After the college exams were finally over, he had an idea to surprise his girlfriend Kathy with a weekend getaway to Las Vegas. She was really excited, and they decided to go there by car because it was just 5 hours drive and nothing actually could go wrong. It was their first time they traveled together. He picked her up at the dormitory, and he was the one driving, and she was sitting next to him, acting like his navigator. She had planned the route in advance and was telling him whether to go straight or turn right or left. Actually, he knew the route perfectly well, and there was a GPS in his car, so there was no way for them to get lost. He pretended to follow her directions. There were a few places on the way to check out, and they decided to include them in their trip. So Mm, but on the way they had a flat tire and they had to pull off the road and fix it. An hour and a half later, they could fix it and set off again. He was hoping that this little accident won't spoil the mood. So they were hungry and they decided to drop in a roadside cafe for lunch. It was a typical old school American diner, and so they parked the car at the parking lot and walked in. He ordered a chicken taco and French fries and a can of Coke, and Kathy had today's special. Actually, the food didn't taste very good, but at least it was hot and fresh. So when the lunch was over, they paid the bill and left tip to the waitress, and they also got some sandwiches for takeaway. So Mm, when they were going to the parking lot, he just realized that he had left his car unlocked and the door seemed not to be shut. So it turned out that their car was broken into. His iPad and Kathy's wallet and his favorite sneakers were stolen. So they just got in the car and drive off in silence. 50 miles later, he started feeling a stomach ache, and Kathy felt sick. She asked him to stop the car as she felt nauseous and was about to throw up. So her face was pale as if she was about to faint, and there were all the symptoms of food poisoning. So they took some pills from the first aid kit and were hoping they would help. Kathy didn't want to go to Las Vegas anymore, and actually he also didn't had no desire to go anywhere. They didn't notice that the car was running out of gas, and there were no gas stations around, so they had to pull over to the side of the road. They got stuck in the middle of desert with no gas and no help. Half an hour later, there was a big truck that stopped by. Kathy started waving like crazy, asking for help. The driver was very helpful and he lent them some gas for them to be able to make it to the nearest gas station. And finally, they could refill their tank. They found the place where they could fill up the tank. Mm, so. Mm, Kathy lost her patience and started yelling at him, blaming him that it was all his fault, that he ruined their weekend, and that she should have gone to her friend's party instead. So they just got into fight, and at the end she turned away from him and was staring out of the window. Um, his girlfriend was mad at him. Some of the stuff was stolen. They felt sick after the terrible lunch, and they didn't reach Las Vegas. As it was getting late and they were tired, they decided to stay at the motel for a night. And the first one they tried was full, and as they were pulling up to the next one, he bumped into someone's car at the parking lot. So, as an honest man, he left $15 to pay for the damage, as the accident wasn't very serious. There were just a few scratches, but it was just too much for one day. So there was a double room available, and they filled out a reservation form and checked in. And the room was cold, and it smelled. It had a smell of an old carpet and cigarette smoke. There was something wrong with the heating, but he didn't care anymore. He just got an extra blanket and fell asleep. The next morning, they checked out and went back home, and Kathy never called him again.